hello. Hey y'all. So I wanted to share a little bit more what was created like on the last live when I did the a channel illustration, a picture, right? Of the energy that was going on while I was listening to the music in the live. We had the live stream going on. So I just want to come back on here and talk a little bit more about that, okay? So the title of this video should be like core, center, and grounded, right? Because those are the three concepts that come to mind in this image, okay? This channel image that came through on our last live stream. So I'm just gonna take like a moment or two, right, to talk about it. So here is the channeled, ooh, child. There we go. So here's the channel image that came through on the last live, y'all. Take a good look. Take a good look. Take a good look. Take a good look at this channel image, okay? That came through for everyone, for the collective. This is a channeled image. I don't know the specific word or name. I just made up that what this is, a channel image, something that was just channeled, and it's an image instead of a picture. I mean, instead of words, right? It's a picture, um, symbolic in a way. So instead of writing everything down and it having 50 million trillion different definitions to it, when you can just make and create your own illustration, okay? Y'all don't forget to like the stream. All right. So this is the image that came through. It's a channel image. You can turn it different directions and it has its own unique image, right? It's still the same, maybe another message, but you can flip it vertically upside down. Okay. So let's talk about it. I got to get in the picture, obviously, in order for this picture to show up. So let's talk about it, y'all. Up here we have some words, all right. Then we have some, then that's going on that look like some rays, okay. Then we have the center or something. Then this can be depicted as below. But either way, however you turn this channel message, it still relates the same, obviously. You know, anything that's turned upside down is always relate the same. It's just a different energy form. And we have that on our bodies within and outside of us too. Things that we can just flip totally upside down. But anyway, that's a whole other different thing. Okay, so let's stay on track. So here, y'all, it's a channel message. Say for instance, this is the core, and this is supposed to be the upper level, and this is the lower room of everything. Okay, the core is the center, the value. This is what's permeating the energy that's going around, as you can see here. The core is giving off the energy as above, so below, right? In order for both of these unique as above here, below here, in order for those to have ultimate energy, is the core, is the center of what's going on here. What's going on in the core or the center of everything, the core, the center of the value, the core of the center of your day, the core of the center of the motherfucking weather, the core of the center of your job, the core of center of what, who and what your children are. It all forms from the core of who they are, not on the external from what you see as above or below this so-called low vibrational things that lessons and challenges, right? What is going on is the core center of the individual, of the person, of the being, of the earth, of the planet, okay, of the sea, of the land. It's the core that's going on. Say for instance, we are the core of this earth, right? We're standing on top of the core of the earth. actually as people, as individuals, right? So that's why people say to remain grounded and to be grounded ultimately when you're walking on the earth, right? Because the core is what's really penetrating, what's really going on. You can't see what's going on in the atmosphere, but you know they can predict and they can control the atmosphere. But ultimately what's going on is the core that's controlling the atmosphere. As above and so below is the core, is the center, and we know we can't see the depths of what's going on below. We can't see the depths, what's going on down here below, but yet we can tell by the core, the center, what's going on, the center of the person, the center of the being, the center of what's going on, okay, of the earth, or what's you. So if you have this weatherization here, that is perceived as what we can see, the atmosphere, okay, that can be controlled. Why are there like this sea of earth here? The sea of earth. The sea of earth. Here, let me write that down. Where's my pen? What color should we write it down with? Which color should we write down the sea of earth? The sea of earth? They're saying the sea like C, like the letter C with cat, not like CSEA, but the letter C. The sea of earth. And that's funny because when I was thinking of the title, I wanted to be another sea, but grounded came in. Um, Green. The color is green. Ooh. Okay. So they want me in the picture. Whatever. Anywho, so let's see what else comes on here. Because I feel like, all these rays is what's being controlled. That's why it's in this rectangle box. What we can see at the top, like these rays, these so-called light atmosphere that's coming down, that's penetrating from the sun. I have to charge my phone. This is why this isn't a box like in its original form, like in a picture by itself, but yet and still the core is still adding value to it, because yet and still you are the core, the center, no matter what the manipulation that's going on up here is. You still are connected and you still have a greater senses of what's going on, and you can control it as well, even greater by what's being controlled here. See down below, people portray this, they don't turn it upside down, but you can see, I'm not ready to flip it upside down though, but ultimately when you look at stuff that's down, people don't even hardly look down, just like they don't mainly look up in the air now. I guess they do because of the drones, but um, I feel like when people look, they're not really like looking. So down below is supposed to be like this shadow, this darkness, but not yet. It's just a reflection, obviously, of a mirror. What's really going on as well. So it's you, and you. This is the bigger center. This is the energy that's connecting all together. And here it keeps saying live, 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 life, 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 live, live, live. So the whole grand scheme of thing is for you to live and come back and live and life and life and live. What? the grand scheme, but yet the shadow figure is at the bottom, right? Although there's depth to shadows, but another form of shadow is like transcending when you aren't perceived anymore, in the physical body as well, but yet and still there's so much the fuck, I don't know why I keep saying discretion, but there's so much energy that's going on with love and connection here. The core and the value is still connected here. The energy is still connected here. As a matter of fact, it's much more energy because you don't have all this distraction that's going on. You have a lot more space that's going on as below. I feel like it's, you know, only because they haven't fully infiltrated. They've been blowing up shit and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They've been blowing up stuff, but they have not reached, not even the core. I don't think they even reached the center of the earth yet because it's so deep and vast now. I know they tried ultimately to send things down there, but they haven't reached the true core, the center of the earth. But they can do what can be seen by the atmosphere. Okay. But you can do the same thing with the atmosphere as above, so below. This is why this picture in the middle is so much bigger and so much greater and bigger, and to the center of it all, the grand thing of things. But what's the biggest symbol in here is what they just told, or what's going on. I don't know what the fuck, or what they just said. What is the biggest symbol? Like the biggest symbol that allows for the collective to come together, to have greater mass control of here and here on this earth. I think gradually we'll get there. Just take a while, and I think it's going to take some things for people to work and to operate together because that is the only unique way, okay, to truly transcend here. I mean, I've always said like non judgment of others because when you be focused on yourself, you don't have time to be judging people. Um, you have like different things into perspective. But the biggest symbol here, y'all, is the heart. Okay, and that's why people say like the heart space in the center and all of that, right? But the biggest symbol here is the heart. And it might sound corny and crazy and cliche, right? But that is the ultimate energy that will bring the collective together. I'm sure y'all already know that, but it's so hard with all these distractions out here. People want to team up and be divisive. And every way there is divisiveness. And you have to ask yourself, why is there so much divisiveness? And why, as us, as a collective, as humanity, a made up form of a spirit human body, humanity, just even the form it has ITY on some motherfucking hue, just saying it's some made up shit. Humanity, ITY. Hmm. How and why come has humanity so long we so called been here? Haven't collectively. I'm sure there has been some eras that come together collectively that can live together, peace collectively. But you have to ask yourself why, at this point in time, have we not come together collectively? Obviously, right? because the core center value of everyone is based on divisiveness. It's not only by whoever's controlling the center. I think a lot of us mimic what's ultimately going on as well. It's not only just them, it's because people are doing the same goddamn thing. You don't have to watch TV, or you don't have to be controlled by the government. People just uniquely on a day to day are getting over on you, you know, they don't see the value of just the sense of being with one another. They don't see the value of a person. It's a measure of the individual. Now, I'm just saying things as simple as possible. I'm not going to give any examples or no bullshit that people are talking about divisiveness or any of that, because um, when you are the core, the center, the general senses of yourself, you're going to manifest all things anyway, right? Um, but the sense of humanity who's been penetrating for so long, right? Trying to get down here, the depths of here, but they can't even get through the depths of who they are, okay? Have so much restriction on the center and the heart space of everyone, okay? Everyone on the planet. Okay, they have restrictions on the heart space. They ultimately have control, and society basically fucking they mimic what's going on. Society mimics. So because you have to think, why don't people step out of the fucking box? That's control, and more people stand up for one another, for just for basic human things, basic human rights. Why can't people get out of the fucking box of control? Oh, it looks so pretty. It looks so comfortable. Oh, it's so bright. And yet, this motherfucking shit over here is dark. It's fucking, this sun's dark as shit. Dark night. Motherfucking of the soul. Everything looks cozy and comfortable. Right? You. But everybody else over here and shit, dark as hell. Right? Control by rays. Right? The parts of you, you're living from the lower parts of you, because the heart energy that's coming up through the grounding parts of you and your feet is not reaching all the way. So you're operating from lower self by being fit in this box, by, you know, it's so much fucking crazy shit that I just be thinking about how we were all made to be comfortable and just have to fall out. How we're just all made to be motherfucking comfortable and lazy. I won't get into any specifics right now. There's a whole lot. I don't care about judging any kind of way. I just be reading a room. Um, of course, when you read the room, you put yourself in the whole shit, right? That's what made me motherfucking change a lot of shit that I was doing. And if I don't like that, I'll find something else, switch it up, and find something more informative to do. The box of control, people's perceptions, you know, what's going on here, what you can see. This is all about falsehood of light. This is all about fake false light here at the top, this rectangle in this box that's going on here, these rays. You know, this is the same reciprocal relationship. As far as what's being controlled on the outside is definitely what people are still, you know, permeating through one another, through themselves, through their family members, through people that they meet. They have the same box control kind of robot type of control programming and shit. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. Listen, they are like there's a bunch of you know, spirit is here. Why is spirit got to be on the outside? Why is spirit and the they're like so-called transcended spiritual beings? Why are they on the outside with their energy? Why aren't they? They're on the outside. They're on the outside. The spiritual bodies, and they're trying to get through, permeating. Depending on the heart center space of you, your teammates, your cheerleaders, your higher selves. Well, your higher self is not on the outside, but these are your cheerleaders. These are the so-called ascended masters, okay, the gods and goddess and all those who are working for the best, the greater parts of you, right? They're on the outside over here, okay. Ooh, let me charge this phone. Whoa, that candy so good. You want to flip your hair like a white girl, like 1980. Anyway, lovely. I don't think I had M&Ms in months, probably like a couple years. Like honestly, I don't forget about it. So good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I thought this was like um, a defining picture, right? Yeah, it looks cozy and it looks pretty. I think it looks pretty anyway, especially if it has some pink and purple or whatever. But I only had it chose only a certain amount of colors, guys. So this is what came through a channel message that I did on my last live, and what needs to be the breakthrough, the ultimate breakthrough. Everyone, okay, let's get out the rectangle. Let's get out the control programming. Okay, I know people are smarter than the programming because what is supposed to override the programming is your heart space. Is a true defining of you is your heart space. Like, were you born with morals or values, or were you given morals or values? Okay, is it something you have to really truly read and learn, or do you know the true depths of you? And like when I think about the true depths of you, like basically just treat people how you want to be treated. And if that's so hard to do, then don't be around people. If you don't know how to be around people, get the fuck out. Don't be around people. How you doing? Hey, what's going on? So get out. If you can't get out of the boxes, the programming, your heart space, y'all, is the greater senses of who you are, like morals and values, protection. This is something you really have to like, somebody has to show you and tell you. Or is it something that is naturally a sense of being compassionate towards another human being? Are they human? Or are they not? Anyway, y'all. So the whole fucking program, that's why I put it up like really tall. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Over here talking. We're gonna be talking for the whole time. I'm gonna see how long we're gonna talk about this for. Okay, what else is gonna come out? Yep. Yeah, yo, like for real, morals or values. So I figure this is why spirit is so much on the outside because, the grounding, where's the grounding at? And I feel like they are the people. This is why it's in a rectangle because these flowers over here can really represent the people. That's what it looks like to me. And I feel like although like the sun is false and it's dark and it's black, the people are more closer to the sun than they are over here to this heart space of who they are. Okay. They're more closer gradually going to the light, Carolyn. Going to the light. Going to the light, Carolyn. Going to the light. I have to read like that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's put that over here. Such a tragedy that the phone messed up the live. My. Okay, well, hmm, can't see the live. Show must go on. I'm kind of thinking about restarting it, but that's great. I mean, I don't know why. You might as well just turn off the green screen. Like, what was the purpose, YouTube? What's the purpose, dude? What's the purpose, YouTube? YouTube. What is the purpose, YouTube? Okay, so this may be the most important piece up here, you guys. So we're talking about the core and the center grounding. Okay, this is what's controlled on the internal and what's controlled on the external, right? The internal is always the greater force, like what's unseen, and this represents the internal at the bottom, senses of you, the senses of the earth, the senses of universe, whatever. This is the sense of you, how we can all become grounded. This is the controlled picture. Okay.